It really does, and you can see all the fine movements. The coxswains want to make sure they've got that perfect line before they say that their crew is ready.
The Americans say they're good to go.
Attention. Go.
Start from both crews. Actually, you can hear the excitement and you can hear the energy on the start of these 8 races, and both crews have come out cleanly. Both crews have come out quite high and lively, and you don't want to get behind in that 8 start, and it looks like that's the tactics. But we might see this crew from the US maybe slowly taking an advantage.
Just nudging an advantage. Slender, isn't it, at this stage? So, the Americans in the boat nearest to the camera. Very tight, isn't it? This could be, it's got all the hallmarks of being a really good battle here. Shiplake College doing their bit on the Berkshire station to make sure it's very competitive in the early stages. I wonder which boats have the most taken out of them with that start.
Yeah, and these junior 8s on the men's and women's side are so competitive, and even to make the regatta is such a feat. So by the time we're getting to this Friday, the racing can be so close, and these 2 crews are hard to separate at the moment, and you're seeing two slightly different techniques. I think the US crew is a little bit more aggressive with the bodies. They're a little bit more back-ended, whereas we've got the crew from Shiplake. They're a little bit smoother, a little bit longer out the front, and it's going to be interesting to see how these 2 different approaches pay off for them in the later parts of this race.
Well, at the moment, in the earlier stages of this race, Shiplake College are laying the pace. They're just making sure that they've got into the box seat here. Early stages of the race. Shiplake College at least half a length up. Well executed race from both boats so far.
It is, and I think in the 8, momentum is so important. Once you can get momentum, you just feel the energy in the crew, and you feel everyone buy into it and do that. So this is an important part of the race for both crews to kind of make their mark. This is where you don't want to get left behind, because in an 8 it can be hard to claw that back. But it doesn't look like Shiplake's able to completely break away yet, so it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, they can't shake off the Americans in the early stage of this race. Just Temple Island and Hambledon Valley, lush green Hambledon Valley countryside fading into the distance, and look how close this race is. The Americans with a move there. There's not much in it. Shiplake College enjoying a lead, but they'd have wanted to get further ahead than this. It's by far from a done deal here.
No, it's
Overlap.
not. And I think as an athlete, you still feel very, not uncomfortable, but you don't feel like you've got a comfortable lead when it's this sort of distance. So I think Shiplake will be really wanting to continue on, and it looks like they may have just pushed onto a rhythm that is able to edge them out every stroke, and potentially in this middle K it might pay off. But the crew here from the US is still holding on really well, and they want to maintain that overlap and not let them break free.
Bit of previous Henley Royal Regatta experience in the Shiplake boat. Some of it multiple previous experience in the stroke seat and 7 seat. They've both had a couple of previous Henley Royal Regattas, and they're now nicely into a race rhythm here, aren't they?
They are. I think the crew from the US, though, is still managing to hold on. It looks a little bit more aggressive. It looks like a little bit more effort is going in. The Shiplake 8, that's just able to edge out a little bit. They look a little bit more efficient, and this is a decently long race. I think in this 3rd quarter, if you can row a little bit more efficiently, that's where it can really, really pay off.
We can have a look in that Shiplake boat. They're going nicely, aren't they? They've got just over a length lead. The Americans, Grace, as you say, they're just in contention, aren't they? Look, it's not much more than a length as they go through the camera there. Sophia Martin in the bow seat to the right of your picture now. The Americans as they go through. It's very tight. Shiplake just can't completely wrestle the initiative here, can they? They can't shake them off.
No, they can't. And sometimes that slightly more efficient rhythm, it can be hard to do that next gear change. Or maybe they feel comfortable in this and they think, we've got enough, we'll hold here and we'll come back again tomorrow and try and conserve a little bit of energy for then. But they're not shaking off this crew all the way from the US.
Here's the chasing boat, the Americans, Saugatuck. You can see Sophia Martin in the bow seat. In the stroke seat, Charlotte Seymour, 17 years old, won previous Henley Royal Regatta. Madeline Casano, the Cox there, trying to eke out every last bit of energy. They need to have a burst here, don't they? They've done really well to hold on, but now they need to convert that holding on to something more meaningful.
They do, and to be fair, the US are known for their eights programs across their universities, across their international crews. And we were always very conscious of their ability to wind, ability to really go for it in those eights and really attack the race. So this is maybe where they'll come into their own, but they will have to do something quite special to catch up to this impressive Shiplake College crew.
Definitely is impressive from Shiplake. You can see them there. Terrific view of what they're up to. You can see the blade work there. Grace, you're happy with that in the lead boat, presumably?
If I was a coach, I'd be pretty happy with that. That's looking pretty in unison, pretty in sync, and I like their length at the front. We sort of talked a little bit about that at the start. They look like they're kind of rotating out, maybe getting another inch or so, and that's a perfect shot to be able to see that. And it's impressive rowing, and it's impressive patience from such young athletes.
Eva Lowe in the bow seat, Freya Smith, Eva Rodkin-Gray, Anushka Ings and Alice Knight, Alice Dangu and Amelia Westbrook, Katie Proudlove in the stroke seat. Here they come. Shiplake College will have huge amounts of support on the bank because they're only just down the water, that particular college, not too far from Henley. And you can hear the support for them being urged over the finish line. Classy performance into the weekend they'll go. It'll be a confidence booster beating the Americans.
It really will be, and all that matters so much at this end of the week, and they're able to roll across the line, enjoy the crowds a little bit, and know that they'll be back out here again tomorrow for another, what will be an exciting race.
Semi-finals tomorrow, safely through that heat. Shiplake College and the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy, beating Saugatuck Rowing Club of America, who stayed in contention, but it's Shiplake who go through.